Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our roundtable discussion today titled Rethinking Field Service in Telecom. I'm Manu Ojea, responsible for communications at Optare Solutions, and I will be your host for this session. Our goal today is to shed light on the challenges in the area of field service management and explore how innovative solutions are transforming field operations into efficiency engines. As some of you may know, this roundtable is part of a broader campaign we've been running, aiming to provide comprehensive insights into modern FSM strategies, and we're thrilled to continue that conversation with you today. But before we jump into the core of the discussion, I'd like to introduce our panelists for this session. First, we have Héctor Martínez, Presales Manager at Optare Solutions. Héctor brings extensive experience in understanding the specific needs of telecom operators and aligning them with cutting-edge solutions. Welcome, Héctor.
Thank you.
And next we have Álvaro Aguado, Business Development Director at Netboss Comunicaciones. Álvaro is an expert in the technological backbone of FSM, particularly with Kairos 365 FSM. Good afternoon, Álvaro.
Hi, good afternoon.
Excellent. And now that everyone is introduced and we've set some of the context, let's begin discussing the current landscape. And starting from the ground up, let's go right on to the first question. What are some of the main challenges that telecom operators are facing today when it comes to managing field operations?
I can start. Okay. I believe that several factors currently coincide in the industry that make field operations particularly relevant for telecom operators. I would say, first of all, that market saturation and predatory competition between operators mean that the faster and the more efficient the installation process, the quicker the customer is onboarded, and consequently, churn is lower. Secondly, I would say that large investment in high-tech, but also in network expansion and maintenance create extreme OpEx constraint in telecom operators. This, in addition to regulatory changes, make efficient operations a critical aspect, not only in LATAM, but especially in Spain and Europe. And maybe finally, we could also highlight the pressure in digital transformation to introduce new technologies such as automation, AI, but also other technologies and other tools to keep the competitiveness of telecom operator and installer companies.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Álvaro. Also, if you allow me to complement, the situation in the market with constant new mergers and acquisitions makes it more difficult to have standardization in field service management processes inside the CSPs, which is becoming, in my view, even harder when we are involving multiple countries, multiple realities, multiple regulations, and multiple systems to integrate with. We are seeing also that new actors like satellite companies are coming up with really specific requirements, increasing the complexity of FSM deployments. In this increasing complex context, in our view, FSM tools that will have real impact on our customers are those that can fulfill this sparse set of requirements, minimizing customization and implementation efforts. Those will be the ones that will have real success, and we see them really replacing legacy monolithic solutions, which does not provide the required flexibility for this new context.
It is a very complex landscape, as you mentioned. Why do you think process orchestration is still such a major pain point, and how does it impact overall business performance?
I can start this one if you allow me, Álvaro, since my strong background comes from orchestration. I would like to talk not only about FSM orchestration, but how orchestration from end-to-end perspective impacts on the business. When process orchestration fails, we face cost rises, customer churns, revenue delays. So it's just not a technical issue, but a business issue for our customers. If we think from BSS and OSS level, we have to orchestrate multiple systems to interact with the FSM systems like network provisioning, inventory, CRMs, or even coordinating the delivery from warehouse to the field teams. We need to ensure consistent performance across millions of transactions. We need to avoid bottlenecks. We need to coordinate this with FSM processes, which is not always easy. This orchestration must provide complete visibility and traceability, and the ability to detect and correct errors. In short, we need to enable robust processes definition that allows dependencies to be coordinated in a consistent way. As you can imagine, the impact of orchestration on the business in general terms can be enormous. We can have losses of efficiency, which can lead to increased cost, lost revenue, due repetitive errors, billing delays, manual processes, longer provisioning, activation, and installation times. This leads to additional impacts that really impact on customer satisfaction and can lead, as you said earlier, to increase the churn. So we need to ensure the ability to measure the performance of the end-to-end processes, and in particular of the FSM ones, including KPIs over installation companies and contractors. From Optare, in addition, besides the concrete tools, we also recommend to align all our orchestration processes with a standard like TMM Forum, which allows interoperability and really strong ties in delivering the new solutions. These flexible and agile models helps to have a positive impact on FSM KPIs, like could be first visit closing rates, reducing negative impact also on customer satisfaction, which is a major concern in the market today.
Okay, I absolutely agree. Not much more to add at this point. I would say that at a field operation level, I think that the challenge is to enable telecom operators to define, orchestrate different business processes to guarantee efficiency in processes such as planning, dispatching, and service delivery, among others. Also to consolidate information from multiple sources, multiple systems to ensure traceability, real-time access to information, and also business intelligence. Finally, also to integrate tools from different systems to automate actions and to provide technicians and back office users a single platforms to help them in their real daily activity.
It's a lot of stuff that comes together. So for that, we need strategy. And from a broader perspective, what do you think operators should really be looking for in FSM solutions today to derive the key strategic value?
I would say that, in my opinion, modern FSM should be more than a tool. It should be the bridge between the corporate strategy and field operations. So in this regard, I think that there are several key aspects that needs to be considered when selecting an FSM. First of all, I believe that the ability to take the strategy from the business areas to field operations, it's the key aspect. The modeling of processes such as planning, dispatching, or service delivery, as we mentioned before, I think is the factor that differentiates a successful field service solution. Keep also in mind that this workflow design is closely linked to traceability, to real-time access to information, and to business intelligence, which are one of the most important objectives when implementing a solution of this kind. Secondly, I would say that also automation of planning and dispatching using routing algorithms, the use of artificial intelligence, but not only to support the activity of field technicians and back office users, but also to increase efficiency through error prediction are also essential aspects. Finally, I think also that the onboarding of the customer from the moment they sign up for the service, it's key in reducing churn, in improving customer experience, but also to provide telecom operators a way to implement new revenue streams through upselling and cross-selling.
I cannot agree more with you, not much more to say. We see FSM tools not only as support tools, but as tools that have major impact on business, just like you said, Álvaro. So those ones that allow customers having agility and flexibility, and at the same time that reduce operational cost, we strongly believe that can have a major impact on the revenue of the CSPs. We also believe that the ability to quickly integrate FSM with different systems and tools into operational processes, providing the various players, like for instance, different installation companies, with a single platform that also consolidates all the information for analysis and decision making, is essential. As you said, we need to guarantee visibility, observability, and the capacity to measure KPIs. If I have to summarize, I will say that FSM solutions that allow optimization based on ICTQ frameworks, income, cost, time to market, and quality will help to transform, like you said, field service management from a cost center to a strategic processes inside the CSP, that helps to generate revenue to them. And we need to strongly push to help to that.
Absolutely.
Right. You're saying that FSM shouldn't be an isolated item, so to say, it should be a company-wide element. I'm curious in relation to that, how is the perception of FSM evolving? Is it still perceived solely as an operations-only function, or are we seeing it evolve into a more C-level discussion, so to say?
Yeah, definitely. I think field service has moved from the back office to the boardroom. It is no longer about dispatching technicians. I think it's about generating revenue. It's about reducing churn and strengthening the brand. I think it has been a C-level conversation for some time now, especially in industries with such massive operations as the telecom industry. I believe it's no longer considered a cost center, but a way of generating revenue through upselling, cross-selling, accelerating billing. It's about reducing costs directly by increasing first-time fix, reducing installation and maintenance time, improving SLAs, or predicting error. And it's also about improved perception of corporate identity and enhance customer experience, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. We as consultants that we even design the transformation programs for digitalization that many of our customers, we are seeing more and more how the requests for rebuilding the field service management processes are coming from business perspective, not only just to reduce operational cost. And that, of course, elevates it to a C-level conversation and to a pure business conversation. To help that, I think that it's important that we provide clear KPIs to help to understand the impact of the field service management operations on the business results, because that will help to create better business case and to see how improving and increasing the quality of those processes we can increase the incoming of our customers, not just thinking on reduced cost, but helping to increase revenue.
So we have now explored all the context. Let's focus on the solutions. Would you tell us what specifically makes Kairos the tool that we know, Kairos 365 FSM? What makes it stand out from other FSM tools, and why is it particularly well suited for the demands of the telecom sector?
I think what makes Kairos 365 FSM different is threefold. It brings a strategy to execution. It adapts to telecom operators' reality. And it also scales cost effectively. I think that this combination of these three aspects is really rare in the market. But if I may go into a little more detail, I would highlight several aspects. First of all, its ability to enable companies to take their strategy to the field and execute it successfully, especially by leveraging the power and flexibility of Kairos 365 FSM Workflow Designer. Secondly, I think that also its customization capabilities. The software development kit provided by Kairos 365 FSM allows higher level of customization than any other solution in the market, without affecting product roadmap upgrades, of course. Thirdly, I think that the licensing model based on active users allows telecom operators to pay according to their activity, paying only for the users that access the system by the end of the month and not having to pay any licensing in advance. Finally, I think also that I have to mention that the extensive experience of our expert partners in the telco industry, such as Optare Solutions, and of course our own team, ensures the successful implementation of Kairos 365, but also the digital transformation of any telecom operator.
Right.
I would like to take the system integrator role here. We are the ones who build the end-to-end projects. And we see in Kairos 365 FSM a lot of features that helps us to reduce a lot the implementation and delivery cost and delivery timelines. Features like having a pure cloud-native design ensures scalability, ensures that that we have a hardware sizing that is according to customer needs. They provide more than 300 connectors pre-built. It's almost not everything, but majority of systems to integrate with in the market. That reduces dramatically the implementation costs. And as Álvaro was mentioning, the capabilities to implement workflows based only on configuration with the drag-and-drop tools that the suite provides can dramatically reduce a project implementation timelines. If I take an average on our projects with Kairos, and it's even hard to believe if you are not there, we have timelines that are between 2 and 4 months for a standard project, which is incredible. And we are not talking about easy projects. We can have 4 months with different business flows, different business processes, a lot of installation companies and contractors. So it's really incredible. Álvaro mentioned earlier, but the capacity to align with the strategy of the company. Kairos 365 FSM has the capacity to launch new campaigns or adjust processes via only configuration. That means few days, not months, like in traditional tools that we have seen in the past with other vendors. They even allow the CSP business users to be independent in creating and modifying their own workflow. That's an incredible value for customers and reduce dramatically time to market.
All of these features and these KPIs that you point out are coming from experience. Perhaps you could also illustrate it with an example of how Kairos has helped a client in the past.
Yes, we could share several examples, but let me mention just 3 that I think that could be relevant in this context. First of all, work order planning from Kairos 365 customer application not only speed ups planning process and customer onboarding, but also improves customer experience, enhances brand perception, and significantly reduces the number of resources needed in order to plan the work orders. Based on our experience, the reduction is up to 35%. So as you can imagine, it represents a significant cost saving. Another example, the workflow designer allows telecom operators to define the service delivery process, so technicians has in his application a guided step-by-step process with integrated tools, with automated actions, which reduces errors, also reduces the time needed for each intervention, increases first-time fix, and also accelerates the service activation. One last example, the assignment process, the work order assignment process, both to installer companies and field technicians, can be automated using different approaches. We can use availability, we can use skills, we can use business rules based on 10 information of the work order, and of course, we can use routing as well, but always ensuring that the most efficient assignment is done and also ensuring compliance with SLAs.
If you allow me, I would like to describe the impact that we had in one of our customers together. This customer is a telecommunications company in Spain, operating in B2C market and offers the typical convergent proposal of fiber, mobile, and TV services. In the customer, we as Optare led the implementation of the main OSS system, and it includes, in particular, Kairos 365 FSM for the FSM process of the company. It was a growing company with a lot of new installations, so you can imagine the challenge. If we go to some number here, Kairos 365 FSM platform demonstrated the robust operational performance, managing more than 5,000 installation requests in a single month and maintaining control across all orders. Also, and this is really important, it enabled visibility and observability, providing new operational indicators allowing to evaluate the efficiency by installation supplier, which, as mentioned earlier, is something really important for the CSP in order to optimize their cost, including KPIs like average service times and logistic performance. The platform in this concrete customer has delivered real measurable benefits like a better first visit closing rates and reduced cancellation and rescheduling rates. This improved a lot in internal efficiency and the end-to-end customer. If I have to summarize, it had a real impact according to the ICTQ framework, helping to increase income, reduce operational costs, accelerate dramatically the time to market that we have been saying during the session, and improve the quality of service. If just put me an example, allow me to put an example of KPI, the technical efficiency was increased by 50%, which is fantastic.
Right, so we have a tool, and now let's focus a bit on the next step, which is the implementation, because this is often where the rubber meets the road, so to say. What do you both see as key to a successful FSM implementation, not just from a technical standpoint, but also, as we have been discussing, from the business perspective?
If you allow me to take this one first, Álvaro,
Yeah.
because you are the product guy, I'm the implementation
go ahead,
guy.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, like in majority of the projects, but in particular in those that involve processes, I will say that for an implementation, 20% is only 20% is main technology. The 80% is understanding the business. That is why our joint teams with Optare and Netboss with Kairos 365 FSM start with business objectives before touching the technology. We start to work together, and I have done several times with Álvaro, doing a proper analysis of the business goals, even from the pre-sales stage. We need to act in a consultative way, helping our customers to change and consolidate their FSM processes to align with the business goals before starting any implementation. Again, it's not just only a matter of reduced cost, but help our business. I think that creates a perfect ecosystem for a successful deployment. Sorry. Also, we need to think in the customer needs, and we help them with change management to facilitate adoption, which is key to finalize the transformation program. Of course, we need a good team. We are companies that know that we know both the industry inside out. We understand the nature of the pain points and the challenge involved in order to design the solutions that ensure the business objectives are met, and we can provide a complete solution to the customer from an end-to-end perspective. Like Álvaro is saying, it's not only about FSM processes and assigning technicians to the field, but also how FSM integrates in the end-to-end processes and provide real value to the business. If we take, if you allow me a little bit of marketing, both Optare Solutions and Netboss, we have extensive experience spanning more than 20 years in deployment for Tier 1 and Tier 2 telecom operators in OSS space and in particular in FSM space. We have mixed teams, trained, integrated together with proven use cases with really success stories like in network in the past, or currently the one we are deploying in a really challenging new customer like Spasat, and really exciting, by the way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. There is a little more to add at this point. Even if it's obvious, I would say that you also need great solutions. The solutions deployed by Optare and Netboss, such as Kairos 365 FSM, are proven decade-long success stories, not only in terms of achieving business objectives, but also technically in terms of performance and consistency. A good example is the implementation done for Spasat, as Héctor mentioned before. This was a really challenging project due to a wide variety of sanitary, regulatory, technical, and corporate requirements, combined with the complexity of providing satellite connectivity in remote locations. A deployment plan for more than 30 countries in 4 different continents.
We brought satellite here. I would like just to do a small example on what we were discussing about processes and the consultative way of working that we do together. We have seen in satellite customers, not only Spasat that we brought here, but other satellite customers that we have been working together, that, and it was some kind of new for us, the process of delivering and control tracking from the devices, from the warehouse to the supplier, to the final installer was as important as the pure field service management process itself. So what we did is react, and we reacted at even pre-sales stage to help our customers to design and to improve their orchestration processes in order to increase the efficiency of those processes that are related to FSM but are not pure FSM, and put even observability on them to help them to take the proper decision. That to me is an example of how this prospective and consultative way of work, not only being strictly working on the FSM processes, but everything that surrounds them, we Netboss and Optare can really help our customers.
These are real success stories from us, Optare and Netboss working together. What do you make of this collaboration model, seeing its results in real life?
I think our approach to this kind of projects starts with business objectives and process definition, which is the most important for us to get to the technical design of the solution. I think for us it's a holistic vision that goes beyond field operations to take into account all stakeholders, all business processes, and all the technology stacks, just to ensure a successful deployment and also a successful operation. We usually work with all the different business areas to understand their pain points and to ensure business objectives are met. In this context, I think the experience of our joint teams in digital transformation processes in the telco industry is key and is a guarantee to achieve that.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. Of course, each company has their own expertise that perfectly complements each other. I think that we together meet all needs of an operator and we can provide, I will say, an unbeatable offer for implementing a field service management solution, but more than that, an end-to-end OSS solution. Again, you said earlier, this is not about deploying an FSM tool, but about optimizing end-to-end processes and help to business to increase revenue and to provide to them value. For this purpose, we are a consultancy company, a system integrator that provides the end-to-end vision on all the CSP processes, all our integration experience as well to identifying customer real needs. I think that Netboss complements us with their incredible knowledge on the field service management part, and they provide us, we have set a fantastic and modern technology that creates value on our customers and decrease a lot the implementation costs. And last but not least, we Optare and Netboss, we also cooperate on the R&D, and we incorporate our customer feedback to the roadmap of Kairos 3865 FSM, so we can guarantee the evolution according to the market needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're almost out of time now, Álvaro, Héctor, but before we wrap everything up, I'd love to hear a concise final thought from each of you. If you had to summarize the ultimate value of modern FSM in one sentence, what would it be?
I don't know. If I had to recap it or summarize just in one sentence, maybe I would say that a modern FSM turns field service from a cost center into a growth engine, driving efficiency, cost saving, revenue, business intelligence, and also customer loyalty.
I cannot more on that. I have not much more to say. Maybe then from implementation perspective, and I said several times, we need tools, and I will do a little bit of promotion for Álvaro, like Kairos 365 FSM, which are light, flexible, highly configurable, and pre-integrated in order to be aligned with the business value that we were discussing earlier. That's key in any implementation project that I see related to FSM.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and now with these final thoughts, we can end the conversation on a high note. But before we leave, I would like to thank both of you, Héctor, Álvaro, for your incredibly insightful contributions today. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thanks
Thank
to you.
Thank you.
And also to our audience, thank you for joining us today. We hope this discussion has provided valuable insights into orchestrating the so-called last mile chaos and turning it into predictable and profitable results. We encourage all listeners to check out the rest of our FSM content series on the Insights section of our website for more in-depth information and resources. And please note that you will all receive a recording of this roundtable directly in your inboxes in the coming days. We appreciate your time being here. Have a great day. Thank you.